Hey everybody, Mr.G here. I've just been trying to wrap my head around why there seems to be such an increase in crime and violent crime. And not seems, there is, and particularly murder in the United States. It's really scary, and I don't understand it. I believe there's a lot of underlining factors having to do with a wide range of violent crime, I should say. Murder. Oh my god, just thinking about the horrible things that have been happening. And I just don't understand it, and it's not just out of paranoia, like I don't want to be a victim. I don't want to see any victims. Even if I'm never a victim, one person is too many. And I'm not going to go a case-by-case basis, but it's just, I do believe social media must have some sort of reason that young people are being so violent. But it seems like others and members of minorities are being brazen, attacking elderly people of Asian race and Caucasian race, and sometimes of any race, and you know, the majority of assailants in Asian attacks are African American. And I tried to say that as politically correct as possible, but it's a fact. And however, some of the most brutal crimes I hear about are by young Caucasian teenagers. I mean, one victim is too many, and I have no idea where this mentality comes from. I've lived a very hard life. My mother had schizophrenia. My dad was I never even called him dad. He had custody, and he was a sociopath, sadomasochist that would lock me and my twin brother in the garage and numerous other things. But he built a little closet for us to live in the garage. But the point is, I've had a really hard life, but I've never developed any urge to inflict pain on anybody, especially death. Like, what is, it's so scary, you know, and then the news is right there in front of our faces now, and there's security cameras and door cameras everywhere, and street cameras, and so the violence is caught firsthand. When I was growing up, there were these secret tapes that, you know, the kids on the playground would talk about called Faces of Death, where they would actually show somebody dying, and that was the most unheard of thing, you know, when I was a kid in the 90s, the 80s and 90s. And now it's just something that's on YouTube or you know, just full access, and everybody has full knowledge of what's going on. So maybe that's more of, you know, I have read that some people state that, oh, well, it's not necessarily that crimes are such on the uptake, but it's just they're becoming more visible with the YouTube and security cameras and body cameras with the police officers and everything. You know, like I said, it used to be unheard of to ever see somebody dying on video. And I guess that's something that's like left an impact on me. I saw the world with rose-colored glasses for too long, and that's not the way to go, because you don't want to be a sitting duck, but also I don't want to see one victim. I don't want one child to lose their life. I don't want one elderly person to live 80 years and then have some crazy teenage kid come and do something unspeakable. It's insane. And I think a lot of young people, they get sterilized to the image of violence and murder, and it becomes normalized with video games like Grand Theft Auto and other violent, realistic video games. You know, it's proven that the human brain, especially the male brain, doesn't fully develop till the age of 25. Get out of here, Sholi. I'm talking to somebody. All right. So you know, a lot of these decisions are made irrationally by people that don't have their brains fully functional. But that doesn't mean they should be the culprits shouldn't be punished severely as well. That doesn't mean that at all. But the main point I'm trying to make is not because I want to be a sitting duck. Look, I'm sorry, this cat gets really on my nerves. It drools everywhere and climbs on my legs. Stop it. Alright, I'm adopting this cat temporarily. Fostering. However, back to the point. The point of the fact of the matter is, the one reason why I like cats is because they're not full of malevolence. They're not going to go and like kill each other when they're sleeping, you know. They're basic creatures with basic needs and basic desires, and that's the same with me. I may have had a very hard upbringing. I may have had a very hard life, but that does not give me the right to take it out on anybody else. And that goes with school shooters as well. Any violent act towards another human being. If you're sad, if you're so depressed, if you don't like it here, fine. Go take care of that on your own time. You know, but don't bring innocent people into it. That's the scariest thing. Innocent people are targeted. Elderly people are targeted. Children are targeted. There was a little boy, 12 years old, this weekend, 12 or 13, no, less than that, I think like 10 years old, riding his bike in a park in the Chicago area, and somebody was riding by and they roll down their window and they tell him to come over, and he comes over, and then they shoot him in the head and the neck. He's in critical condition. Hey Google, pause. Speaking of, you know, I'm not going to go into, I could go over and over. Having the memory that I do, I have a very strong memory. I'm very intelligent, if you haven't noticed during this brief video. But I have an excellent memory, and sometimes, like I say in my first book, Gonzo Education, my memory sometimes acts like dirty fly paper that catches all the undesirable things that I would not like to think about. And like I said, one victim is too many. And so what's my answer here? I solve problems. That's what I like to do. If there's a problem, I use my mind and I solve it. I don't know how to solve this problem with the number of violence in North America and South America, and in particular the United States and Brazil, two of the most violent countries in the world. What's the answer here? Well, I pray. And I pray not only to God or Christ or or Yea. I pray toward aliens as well. You know, because you know, I think there's just as much evidence as aliens as there is for Christ, and you know, many aliens that have been around possibly millions of years longer than us simple Earthlings have been around. Maybe, you know, 20,000 years, 40,000 years, you know, maybe 100,000 years. You know, these advanced aliens would be considered gods, and there's a possibility they can see everything that we're doing. And I really pray that they can, and they can separate the good from the bad, and take us to heaven where there is no violence against each other, there is no murder, there is no animal cruelty, there is no starvation, and there is no child abuse. And I believe that that could be a possible world, a possible utopia. So, I came up with this yesterday when right when I found this, and I was just thinking about it. But I just wanted to share it with you guys and everybody. Take care of yourself and take care of your loved ones, because this is a dangerous world out there. Love you guys.